Hoi hoi, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to tell you guys how I saved my daughter's life a few days ago. My daughter was eating lunch, and when she was chewing on a piece of steak or beef or something, it was a nice small cube, she started choking on it. Now, I think the reason she started choking on it, other than not chewing it properly, was because she was complaining about it tooth hurting down here. And I said to her, chew on the other side of it. Meaning, I wanted her to chew on this side. However, she interpreted that as either not chewing on it at all and trying to scarf it down, or trying to chew it on this side. But either way, she ended up choking. And she didn't do this. She did. And, you can see the strain in her neck and the fear on her face. And I asked her, is it stuck in your throat? And she said, or basically she nodded. She didn't say anything. So I told her to come to me, and I performed the Heimlich maneuver on her, or as they call it nowadays, abdominal thrusts, to get the piece of steak or beef dislodged. And it worked. I didn't have to do much of it. I did one thrust and it was out. And she didn't cry, which I found that to be odd. I don't know how often that happens. I mean, usually when a kid is choking or whatnot, or anybody for that matter, they're crying, or I don't know. But she didn't cry, which I thought was weird. But she did storm off. And this wasn't because she was angry, but because she was terrified. And, I comforted her and stuff. But after I comforted her, I said, you gotta chew your food. Otherwise, that could happen again. And she told me, I'm scared to eat now. I said, I didn't say anything, but I don't blame her. But she's been eating for the past 3 days, but I don't think she's gonna like beef or steak anymore. But, I mean, again, that could change. Who knows? So, yeah. Why I did learn the Heimlich maneuver from my mom, I learned it more extensively through the 4-H club, because I took a babysitting course through them in order to become a certified babysitter when I was about 13, 14 years old. And, they really hammer into you what to do. And of course, I relearned it again in a health class in freshman or sophomore year, which would have been about 96, 97. But I was very thankful that I took those lessons through 4-H in order to become a certified babysitter. Because you never know when you're going to need it. You could use it on your own child. You can use it on someone else's child. You can use it on another adult. And I was a little bit shaken myself. I didn't panic. I wasn't going, oh, I can help you, babe. I can help you. I wasn't getting hysterical and panicking. I studied disasters enough to know not to panic. But I was shaken up. Not because it could lead to a bad place if I didn't do the Heimlich maneuver, let alone if my significant other didn't know it either, because he was there with us too. But it had triggered my own memory of choking, because I choked on a piece of steak when I was about 10. But in my case, I didn't chew enough, and I think the piece for me was a little big. But like I did with my daughter, my mom had saved my life too with the Heimlich maneuver. And the funny thing is, in the Heimlich maneuver, which is also called abdominal thrust now, wasn't created until 1974 by a man named, let me see if I get this right, Henry Juba Heimlich. just in 1974. So I'm very thankful to his spirit that he created such a thing, given that he died in 2016. So, um, but I think it's very important for everybody to learn how to do the Heimlich maneuver, as well as learn how to do the basics for CPR, as well as other first aid safety, because you don't know when a situation is going to call for it. Um, but yeah, so yeah. Um, if you like this video, hit like. If you subscribe, I'll be absolutely delighted. And I know it was 2 weeks since I updated my channel, but I'll try to give you guys a lowdown of why I wasn't active for a while. Mostly because I was on a trip to the US. So, yeah, and hopefully there's other stuff coming soon. So, I'll see you guys later. Toodles.